Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having an energetic day. I know a lot of us are feeling very non-energetic, and there's usually reasons for that, whether it's lack of sleep or too much stress or whatever. We all have those low energy times for sure. um, but one thing that might be causing your drop in energy might be your environment. So by that I mean if you're in an environment that has a lot of clutter in it, clutter actually really drains our energy and we don't even realize it. And the thing with clutter is that it builds up slowly and we just kind of get used to it being there and we don't do anything about it. And what we don't realize is the draining effect that it's having on us. Hey Rodney, how's it going? So take a look around you right now, whatever room you're in, or maybe you're at your desk at work, and just kind of see what's around you and ask yourself, does it look cluttered? And clutter isn't necessarily messy. Some clutter is very neatly organized, but it's still clutter, meaning that it doesn't really serve a purpose and it's just kind of in the way. Even if it looks aesthetically okay, it's still in the way. You have to move it or walk around it or whatever, then that's considered clutter for sure. So it's pretty hard to avoid clutter, and we all have it. And as I said, you're probably not even aware of the clutter in your life. Another form of clutter that we have is mental clutter, and that's an even tougher one because our thoughts are ingrained in us, and quite often we don't realize that a lot of our thoughts are really just clutter, really just taking up space, not serving any purpose at all, and if anything, holding us back. So that's a tougher one to kind of get rid of, but I've got tips for you because that's what I'm here to do, give you some tips. So physical clutter, that's a little bit easier to get rid of. Um, Start small though, don't overwhelm yourself. So choose a small area. Maybe it's your desk at work, maybe it's your closet, maybe it's that spare room that you always close the door on because you've got a bunch of stuff in there. And just decide to declutter that one area. And when you decide to do this, go around and actually touch everything in there. So physically touch everything. If you don't touch it, you're not going to see it. You're so used to it being there that you're not actually really seeing everything that's there. So physically touch everything. And as you touch everything, ask yourself, is this serving a purpose? Does it have any value? Can I live without it? And make a decision. And try to go with your gut decision that you get right away, that idea you get right away that pops into your head. Try to go with that. Don't overthink it because quite often you'll think yourself back into keeping that clutter. So do that. And once you've done that, have a friend come and check it out and ask them, do you see anything here that you think I don't need? Is there anything in here that you think I should get rid of, something that doesn't serve the purpose of this area in my life? And choose somebody who's going to be unbiased, and they'll have a fresh perspective on it, and they'll be able to give you some feedback. And then once you do that and you've got the area cleared out, it can be really easy to acquire a lot more stuff. So make a promise to yourself. Next time you acquire something to go in that space, pick something else in that space, just one thing, and get rid of it. So for every new thing you bring in, you get rid of one old thing. This works really well for closets. If you're buying new clothes, if you buy a new sweater or something, look for one of your older sweaters you can get rid of. And that's a really good way to kind of keep on top of that. Hey Erin, hi Elizabeth. Hey Therese, how's it going? So mental clutter, that one's a little more tricky because as I said, we get so used to our thoughts, we don't even realize that a lot of our thoughts are really not serving us well. So take a few minutes and just sit quietly and kind of listen to your thoughts and really notice what those thoughts are and the tone of those thoughts. So is it kind of a negative tone? Are you kind of down on yourself? Is it self-destructive in any way, self-defeating? And just really think about what just goes through your head, what pops into your head. Maybe even write it down so you can read it later with a kind of a fresh brain again and see if those thoughts are really serving you at all. And if they're not, then you have to try to get rid of those thoughts. Again, not an easy thing to do, but you can train your brain. Just every time that you have these negative thoughts, make yourself turn it into something positive. It'll take some work in the beginning, some practice, but after a while, you'll start to do it automatically and you won't be as negative anymore. So getting rid of that negativity is going to do a lot for your productivity. And if you find yourself in a stressful situation, maybe somebody's pushing your buttons, or you're in traffic and someone's driving like an idiot, ask yourself, what are my options? So don't react right away, because quite often the first reaction is not the best reaction. So just ask yourself, what are my options? And if you take a second to just kind of evaluate the situation and what the outcome of it might be, depending on your reaction, chances are you're going to choose a more positive reaction to it so that the outcome is more positive. So it's very easy to react, especially when you're feeling stressed, but again, that just creates more clutter in your brain. So ask yourself, what's my option here? And then think about your daily routine and habits. You can even write this down one day. So start in the morning, write down exactly what you're doing, so you can look at it later. And then ask yourself, what are these habits and routines doing? Are they positive? Are they destructive? Are they wasting time? And the ones that aren't serving you, you have to try to get rid of those. So not always an easy thing to do, but when you're aware of it, then you know what you need to work on. So how can you improve things that are not doing you any good? So anything that's not moving you forward, and especially if anything's holding you back, you have to address that and figure out how to improve on that. Hey, Dita. And are you procrastinating on anything? So we're all guilty of procrastination every now and then. And procrastination is a huge mental clutter. When you are procrastinating something, it totally drains your energy. You don't really realize that that's what's draining your energy, but it really does. So if you've got that task you really don't want to do, just do it first thing. Don't even think about it. Just do it, get it out of the way, and then it's done, and then it's not going to hold you back anymore. It's not going to drain your energy. So that's one thing that I personally have to work on a lot, because I do procrastinate on a few things. And when I'm procrastinating on something, I definitely feel a lot lower, and it affects my mood as well. So get that thing out of the way. So doing these tasks, these simple tasks to try to declutter your life physically and mentally, it'll take a little bit of work, a little bit of time, some focus, but it's so worth it, because if you're always really low in energy, you can't give 100% of yourself, whether it's to your fitness program or to your job or to your relationship. Things are going to suffer if you're letting clutter really bring down your energy. So get rid of that mental and physical clutter and be 100%. So I hope that some of these tips helped you out. If you want to talk more about it, you can always message me. I have to run. I've got some stuff to do before my last class of the day, and I am going to go and get to work now. Have an awesome evening, guys. Bye.